Good morning, Go Tribe. I know right now we're all laughing on the internet, about this case, but let me tell you for a second why this case actually bothered me so much from the beginning. And I think my experience is what shaped my whole idea of trying to fight the system. Now, to get into the story, I have to speak about my father. Now, my father studied in the polytechnics in Romania. He studied engineering, which is roads and bridges, right? And he worked for the Ministry of Works and Housing, and that's why we got to move from state to state, and I got to experience Nigeria as a whole. Now, when we speak about my father, he was a funny kind of man and he was very bold, and I think that's where I got that from. But one thing about him is he wasn't corrupt. He saw a bad system and always worked to try to fix it. And in fixing that, that meant that the rest of us would suffer. So I think I was about 12 years old when my dad got a project in the ministry. It was to fix a bridge. And over time, he had complained that he had noticed a lot of illegal spending of money and funds. The roads were not built to the capacity they should be, to the quality they should be. And now it was a discussion about a very major bridge in Niger State. Now, the problem came when they tried to cut the funds, into smaller portions so they would gain. And they wanted my father to be part of that system, but he refused. He fought the system. He was very vocal about it, and he didn't want to be part of it. But because he was one of their top engineers, it created a problem. Now, eventually, because they were too interested in saving money for themselves, they said, okay, you know what, let's cut this man out. So they put him on a suspension that should have lasted just 3 months. That's what was said. And eventually that 3 months extended into 3 years. In the meantime, my dad got depressed. He lost a lot of funds trying to fight the system. At every turn, they blocked him. Basically the same story happening right now. And I know how much pressure that put on my family. Like, our family literally scattered in many ways. My father went from this very intelligent, very passionate man about his work to just being angry all the time, and we as the family got to feel it. So this is why this story to me was very important. Now, yes, this lady messed up a lot, right? And it's a distraction because now, instead of us to actually hold our leaders accountable, whether they're guilty or not, we are now laughing at this lady, which I'm still gonna laugh at her because I'm sorry, when a whole nation is standing for you and you decide to just be, you know, but like I said, even if he's guilty or not, there have been so many allegations over the years, people speaking about his character as a leader. But when are we going to start holding our leaders accountable for the mess they create in the world? Our leaders come with this aura of superiority, and when things don't go their way, they use the system against us and silence a lot of good voices out there. If you're going to be a leader and work as a minister, you have to address the public correctly. You cannot come with this arrogance to the public and expect us not to question it. It is our rights as Nigerians to question our leaders from the top to the middle to the bottom. For years, we have stayed silent and we never questioned the system because they always intimidated us with force and power. And right now, I'm at the point where I need them to be held accountable. I need them to learn how to address the public. They treat us like we're cockroaches on the sidewalk, They do not give us any importance at all. And let's never forget that Nigeria is built on the backs of hardworking individuals. If not for the taxation they take from all these big businesses, Nigeria would not function. Our leaders are not our gods. Our leaders are supposed to protect and provide, and the safety of the public comes first before their own financial gain. We are no longer going to stay silent and just push things under the mat. And I know right now this story works in their favor because Nigerians are backing off the story. But let's not forget to hold our leaders accountable for their mess and their contribution. Because guess what? If we allow this story slide and if we allow it to just simmer in the dust, we will be back here tomorrow. There's still many people who haven't come out and spoken about ill behaviors like this. And I'm sorry, they need to be fearful when they address the public and not be arrogant when they address the public. It just truly pains me that this woman, after waiting for 12 years, she couldn't just be a little bit more patient so we can solve not just her problem, but many others who are silent. And this is why people stay quiet, because they don't have the financial backing to follow up with a story like this. And this is where Nigerians step in. We've always stepped in to speak for those who have no voice. And we would not allow that voice be put down right now, because I promise you, in the next few weeks, in the next few days, in the next few months, we're gonna hear another story like this. And I don't want us to ever give up on helping our fellow Nigerians. This lady's case is a lost case because she just did not go about it the right way. But let's hold all our leaders accountable. The way Mr. David Umahi has addressed the public has been full of arrogance, and I'm sorry, a very big touch of disrespect. Almost like you guys are inconsequential, you guys do not matter, your voices are nothing to me. He needs to learn to address the public correctly, and I stand on that from the top to the bottom. We will fix the system. Have a wonderful day.